Hello, Tamara here. Nice of you to join me, and a very warm welcome. It's lovely to have you here with me today. Now, we're on the last video in the Nature's Notebook tutorials that we have been doing recently on the channel, and in this video we are going to be decorating our outer covers. This is my project that I did for my Graphic 45 brand ambassador piece that I did. It was my entry into that. So I did the Life's a Bowl of Cherries as my entries, but I said I was going to do a tutorial, but I didn't want to do it in the same papers. I wanted to try something different, so that's why I used the Nature's Notebook, to give you a different idea and a different perspective on the same album but done in a different design. So as I say, we're going to be working on the front, so let's get on with the video. So I've cut my pieces out ready. Now I have got a cutting guide as well, PDF downloadable cutting guide that you can download, which the link is in the description box down below. So click on that, and that way you'll be able to download the cutting guide for this particular tutorial. So I've gone ahead and cut all my pieces out ready so that we are raring to go. So I'll go through them with you. So with the cardstock, we've cut out my cardstock pieces. Let me just put those to the side. So my cardstock pieces, you will need 3 of the cardstock, and one is going to be for the spine and the other 2 are for the closure of the album. And then you'll need a front and a back cover. So the front and the back cover measurements are 6 5/8 by 8 5/8. So you'll need 2 of those. For your spines, they measure 2 3/8 by 8 5/8. And as I say, you will need 3 of those. For your pattern paper, I'm going to work on going down 1/8 of an inch, so that we get that nice small border around the outside of our pattern paper. It just really does make the pattern paper pop. And so I said this is going to be 1/8 of an inch smaller on all sides. So this would be 6 1/2 by 8 1/2. So you will need 2. Now I haven't done that. I've actually used what came off the end of my pattern paper here. So I've used this bit. So I'm going to actually put this on my back panel here, and then cut out a 7/8 of an inch wide strip of paper to put along there, so that I can sort of pattern piece and then use up my leftover bit. So I'm not cutting into another 12 by 12 sheet. We're going to leave the spine until the very last thing, because I want to add a little spine handle on there, and maybe a book dangle as well. So we need to do 3 for the outside, and they need to measure 2 1/4 by 8 1/2. That's for your 3 for the outside. And then for the 2 for the inside, they need to measure 2 3/8 by 8 5/8. Because on the inside of our closure, we haven't got that cardstock piece. So that's why this is a little bit bigger. So go ahead, and I'm going to just ink all my edges, because I hadn't done it while I was off camera. So let's go ahead and do that now. Now I have got some chipboard pieces that I could use for my decoration on the front. You could use anything. You could use flowers, leaves, lots of different things to add on the front. I tend to try and make the fronts of my albums not boring, but not as detailed and embellished. Because my albums are working albums, I always think, well, if you've got loads of embellishments on the front, you're never going to get it into a bookcase with all your other ones. But sometimes it's nice to have a book that's got loads of embellishments on. But this one I'm not going to. I'm going to keep it pretty plain with just a tiny bit. So I'm nearly done. And I've gone with the creams and the blacks for my outside covers. I just thought that would go quite well. So I'm going to add like a pop of colour with my embellishments and maybe some of the cut out butterflies that I've got, that I've fussy cut out. And just to add that pop of colour, so it's pretty much a plainish background. So I've inked all my edges. Now let's go and stick them on. So let's start, first of all, make sure you've got it up the right way. Now the other thing I forgot to mention is I'm going to put a little ribbon pull onto my closure here so that it makes it easier to open. Let's have a look at that. That might be quite nice. Yeah, we'll go with that. Let's try that. So let's put this on first of all. So okay, and then it's going to go on the inside. No, it's not. It's going to go on the outside, because if it goes on the inside, it's going to impede my closure. It won't be too bad. That's not too bad. That's okay. I have to be careful because I don't want it to be too rigid. So I've actually probably got far too much here. So let's just cut that down again, make that a bit smaller. So what I'll do is I'm going to add some double-sided tape. So I'm going to try and get it in the centre as much as I can. Down you go. Like so. There we are. And then I'm going to put some double-sided tape along the top, like so, just to hold it down. And then I'm going to add some of the foundation tape on top of that. There we are. So, get your foundation tape, and that's going to stick over the top of that. I'll do one more, and that's just going to go there, like so. And then that's your closure, so you can just pull that down, like so. This may be a little bit too thick, but it's staying up. I've got 6 magnets on that, so that should be okay. So to add, then we can put then the pattern paper on the top of that. And that's going on like so. So get your glue. Now you can add a little bit of your double-sided tape as well if you wanted to, just to help it sort of stick now along that one edge there. Put the next bit of I'll put the double-sided on as well, so I've got it on both sides, but I only meant to put it on the one, but I put it on the wrong edge. There we go. Just push that down. There we go. So scritch that down, and then that is nice and secure in there. Then we can do the other side. We'll do this side here, and I'm just going to put the glue onto this one because I don't need this one to stick down as quick. And then that covers that up like that. So that's all your workings out in there. And then that goes like so. So that then is your closure on the inside and on that side. Done. So let's go ahead and add then the cardstock on our outside layers. And then we've just got then the closure pieces to do, that are the outside bits. So we've just got now the pattern paper pieces to go on. Okay, so now for the spine. So we can put the pattern paper on top of the cardstock and put this on to our book just yet. We're just going to stick the pattern paper and the cardstock together. Just burnish that down so we've got it all down. Okay, now we need to put our spine handle on. So I normally come down about 1.5 inches, but I kind of just by eye things and don't really do a lot of measuring. I'm going to get basically where I think the middle of my spine is. Find a pokey tool and think that's mine. It's roughly about there. It could be moved over a little bit. Yeah, about there. So I'm just going to push that down, push that in. So I've got my one hole on. So I'm going to put that together first of all. Eventually, like so. Open it out. So you've got your one in place. Line it up and poke the next 2 holes like so. That way you'll have it nice and level. Push the next brad legs, because this has got 3. Then what I'll do is on the back, I'll just get some of my tape and I'll just cover those legs over. It gives you a nice flat finish then to put your glue onto. There we are, like so. And then that's your spine handle. Then you can go ahead and make a book dangle or use a pom-pom. That would look really nice on here. I've got no pom-poms up here, but pom-poms look lovely on the side of your album. You could even put a file holder here so that you can pop in what's actually in your album as well. They look really nice. So let me find my glue and make sure you've got your book up the right way. And I think I have. And then just maneuver this into place. There we go. There we go. And then push this down. Oh, come up when it shouldn't have done. There we go. Now, if it's taking longer than normal to just get it to stick, if you've got some little blinder clips, they work really well in just helping to hold down your pattern paper and things just as it's drying, like so. So the last little thing we've got left to do is now the back. Let me just push them down. So it's deciding it doesn't want to stick for some reason. Okay, so now we've just got the back. So I've got my sheet here, and I'm going to put it this way and put my edging on here. And we said it was 7/8, and I was going to use the black side. Take that out, and then that can fit on that bit there. So just ink the edges, and then I'm going to glue that one on in a second. I'm going to glue this one first. I'm just making sure I had it nice and straight, and then this is just going to go on that edge. So if you're selling your book, then I would go ahead and on the back here put your logo and your made by. I've got my own little logo, wax sealer, if you can see that there. So I could put that on the back, and with the green that kind of goes, so I'll probably stick that on with some hot glue. But before we do that, we need to think about what we're going to do on the front. So this Nature's Notebook, I want to use that all the way up with that, and then across. So take them off because we could use those at a later stage. Along and do this last little bit here, and then that should hopefully I've taken it off. I just got a bit stuck there, so off you come. So that's the Nature's Notebook, so that can go on. So that we'll back that onto some black card, and that can go either down here or it can go central. I think it looks quite nice down there, either here or in the centre. No, let's go down here, because then we can add something here. Maybe add some butterflies. I could cut some butterflies out. Or we have got, that might look quite nice, something like that. Or you could have that and then that. That looks quite nice as well. Maybe we should have it in the centre, and then something like that, and then maybe something here. Could maybe have some little butterflies, would look quite cool. So butterfly, butterfly. But I quite like that. It's quite very understated and very clean. Maybe have that there, and then have your butterflies just coming upwards like so. I mean, that looks really good as well. So play around with what you've got. So let's back this first of all. Oh, look at that, just big enough. So ink the edges. Like so. That's not too bad tonight. So let's just cut this bit off. There we go. Now you could back this onto some double-sided foam pads just to lift it off a bit, which could look quite good. Let's put our glue on the back of this. And wherever you think it should be. I'm not going to put it right at the bottom, and I'm not going to put it just off center, and then this can go on that bit. Then you've got your lovely butterflies coming up, so it kind of does it in that order. Right. So let's get some on here. Oh, nearly stuck it upside down. So that's one. Now you could either have that, I think I might have that like that, and then coming up the side. Decisions, I don't know what to do. No, have it from here. And then this bit here. Go there. Like so. That. I've got some... Okay, right. I've got some little arrows that we can put either on our butterfly, or I've got some pen nibs. They may even go. I think the pen nibs look nice, so I might put the pen nib on that one, and maybe a small arrow just there on there, or the arrow on that, like so. I might put some little Nuvo drops there. Got some white ones here, so let's just put one in there. There we go. Now I've just got this to attach. Now I'm going to use some hot glue. Turn that over, and then that should just stick like so. And I'm not going to do much else with that, because I don't, now I've put the Nuvo drops on, I don't want to disturb them, so I will put that to the side for the moment. And when that's dry, I will do a little project share of this album that I've made, or that we've made. So thanks ever so much for following along on this tutorial. I really hope that you've enjoyed it. Please don't forget to subscribe, like and comment on the channel. Everyone that does really does help my channel grow, and I really do thank you immensely. Don't forget to hit the notification bell and come and follow me on all the social medias. As always, the links are in the description box down below, as well as links to my shop, links to the PDF cutting guide as well. So all I have left to say is, wherever you are and whatever you're doing, please have the most amazing day, and I will see you again on the next one.